For I am not ashamed of the gospel of Christ, for it is the power of God to salvation for everyone who believes, for the Jew first, and also for the Greek. Romans chapter 1, verse 16. Several years ago, I was attempting to load a skid loader on a trailer that was coupled to a farm truck. The weight of the loader, once I had gotten it on the very back of the trailer, lifted the back tires of the truck off the ground, causing it to begin to roll forward down the slight hill on which it was sitting. It seemed like it went on for a long way, but in all reality, it only rolled 20 or 30 feet. Once it stopped and everything was back in control, the first thing is to look around to see if anyone had saw what had just happened. I knew if Jennifer's dad saw, first, I was going to get a lecture, and second, I would never have lived it down. Many times in our spiritual walk, we have these moments in which we look around to see if anyone is watching. We hold back because we do not want to offend or to make any ripples. We conform to others instead of being a transformer. Being a hero of faith is a very daunting task. As we read through the chapter of Hebrews 11, we will read the list that is what we call the heroes of faith. How do we become a hero of faith? What are some things that we can start doing on a day-to-day basis so that one day we can be added to the list of heroes of faith? Romans chapter 1 verse 16 is the very first step in becoming a hero of faith. Not being ashamed of the gospel of Christ means not stopping to look around to see who is watching us before we turn down an activity or something that the world would deem as exciting or normal. Not being ashamed means to act the same way we do no matter who is around or who is watching. Daniel is not listed in Hebrews chapter 11, but he could be considered as a man who was a hero of faith. In Daniel chapter 1, Daniel was given the orders to eat of the king's delicacies and drink of his wine. Daniel did not want to defile his body, so he asked for 10 days. He wanted to eat vegetables and drink water, and then be compared to the other servants to see who fared better during these 10 days. It turned out that Daniel looked healthier than the other men who ate the king's delicacies. If you turn over to Daniel chapter 6, the king, after some persuading of the other servants, made a decree that the people were only to petition the king and no other god for 30 days, or they would be thrown into the lion's den. Daniel does not stop what he is doing and continues to pray to the Lord 3 times a day. Daniel was not ashamed of what he was doing and was not ashamed of his relationship with the Lord. Not being ashamed of the gospel is a lifelong journey. I want to challenge all of us to start small in not being ashamed of the gospel, by not worrying who is around us or who can hear us when we stand up for the gospel. We can rest assured in the promise God made in 1 Corinthians chapter 10, verse 13. He will not let us be tempted with more than we can handle. Having this assurance and having the faith to rest upon, this statement should give us a mindset of not being ashamed of the gospel, but should give us the courage to push forward with our talents and skills to serve in the battle with sin.